What's up guys, this is Quante and welcome back to more Let's Play Donkey Kong Country. In the last episode we completed Crim Cock Industries and cover at wait a minute, why is Chimp Caverns already done? This makes no sense. I already did Chimp. What is that? Well, I actually just had to re-record this episode because a certain someone just had to decide that they had to be responsible and clean off files on their computer. But this certain someone must have thought that, you know, their commentary file wasn't as important enough and accidentally deleted it. And I do actually still have the original footage, and I could actually do like a co-commentary with someone, you know, make it funny up in this piece. But the person that I would have preferred to do the dual commentary with is actually pretty much on vacation and will be gone for like an entire week. Oh my gosh. But yeah. And I kept on dying on a certain level like a freaking idiot, and I doubt that they'd want to watch that same footage all over again. So I just decided to do an all new recording and possibly play better. I'm not guaranteeing that I'm not gonna die in this recording or anything, but I'm gonna try to play better and get it over with, maybe as fast as I possibly can. I'm not gonna rush the recording or anything, I just want to get this world over with because it's actually one of the shortest worlds in the game. Despite being the final world before the final boss, this is actually a pretty short world. And most of the ones before it actually take their place of being long. This world really isn't long at all, or at least the levels aren't. But I guess you could say it doesn't have that many levels either. I think it has like 4 or 5, I don't even know. And each of the levels aren't really that long if you know exactly what you're doing. But they're still introducing new stuff even though this is the last world. Like, I mean, we have seen the platform being used in another level, but not in this sort of way. So even though we have seen practically, I'm not going to say everything there is to see, but they're still using old ideas in newer ways, which truly shows that RareWare was in their prime, you know, when they were back in the days of making games like these. Instead of right now where, you know, they're making stuff like Kinect Sports, because we all love Kinect Sports. I know I do. I just gotta get my Kinect on every once in a while, you know. Because that's totally the types of games that I want RareWare to be making, you know, instead of my Banjo-Kazooie. I actually think Rare could have actually redeemed themselves from like such a long, I guess, hiatus. I mean, I'm not gonna say hiatus, but they could have actually made a good game out of Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. Because, I mean, it didn't look like a bad game from the very first trailer. I mean, when I saw that trailer for the first time, I was freaking out. Even though I didn't have an Xbox, my friend did, and I would have just played it at his house. But, I mean, I wanted that Banjo-Kazooie game. I wanted to play it. And then it was just Lego cars. And it really sucked. And my friend actually ended up liking the game, and I have no idea why. I mean, I guess I could say that I see why some people would like the game, but it just doesn't really feel like Banjo-Kazooie. That would almost be like if they took Diddy Kong and then made a kart racing game after him. Wait, oh wait, they already did that, didn't they? Well, all jokes aside though, I mean, they could have made a legit Banjo-Kazooie game. They didn't have to do what they did. I wonder why they did. I actually heard that it started out as being like, the world ended up being too big, like each of the worlds, and then you had to just use cars to get around faster, but the entire core gameplay wasn't based around it. And then I guess they just decided to base the entire game after cars. And I don't think that's a pretty good idea to change the entire concept of a game in one fell swoop. I don't really know. Just RareWare, I mean, even the Microsoft developers, I mean, one RareWare developer, I think he was a part of the team, I don't even remember if he was a developer or not, but he was a part of the team, said that Microsoft ruined RareWare, basically. Because, I mean, they're not really doing anything, they're just kind of sitting there probably like in a dark corner just shivering, wanting to go back to Nintendo. But in reality, if they did go back to Nintendo, I mean, even at this point, I mean, what could they do? I mean, they could go back to making their old franchises, but they couldn't make things like Donkey Kong Country. Because if Rare was to go back to Nintendo, I wouldn't want them making Donkey Kong Country. I want them making all their other ones, because I kind of actually like Retro Studios, and I like what they did with Returns. It was a really good game, and I want them to make more like Returns. So, I mean, I don't know, I really like Retro Studios, and I think that's the new Rare. That's what I'm gonna call them. I don't care what any of you say. Retro Studios is practically the new Rare, and they can do twice as good of things as Rare did. Like, I think if Retro Studios was actually to develop their own IPs and everything, they could actually be just about as good of a company as Rare was back in the day. I mean, if you really think about it, that'd be really cool if Retro Studios started making their own IPs, and then just add more to, like, Nintendo and make it seem fresh and new with all these new franchises and everything. Just feel good. But yeah, I really want to see some new stuff from Retro Studios. That'd be pretty freaking awesome, rather than just Rare sitting in the corner. But I wonder why Microsoft hasn't done anything with Rare though, because I mean, I guess maybe, I mean, this is just an assumption, but maybe it's because the hardcore kind of games actually sell better on things like the Xbox, and people aren't really looking to play something like Banjo-Kazooie on an Xbox. They want to play something like a first-person shooter, like zombie game or something, you know. They're not going to want to play a Banjo-Kazooie if they get an Xbox or something. Or that's just me. That's sort of what I think and why they haven't done anything with Rare. But, I mean, Microsoft has something good, and they haven't really been doing anything with it. I mean, if Rare made some new projects, I mean, Microsoft could actually make quite a bit more money than they have just by reviving some of their old franchises, because people want to see that stuff back. They want to see, like, another Bad Fur Day and stuff like that. So, I mean, they need to get off their sorry hides and do something. I've been talking about Rare practically this entire video. I wonder what... I'm just gonna name it after Rare. I'm just gonna name the title RareWare, or The Fall of RareWare or something. And gosh, I can't see a gosh darn thing. Oh god, that barrel came really close. So there must be a pesky orangutan in here. Orangutans are gingers though, so that orangutan I just killed was Patrick. Ooh, Blunabas. Oh god, that was a dick move. They put that claptrap right at the end. Platform Perils, the last level before the boss. And this level's actually pretty challenging. I'm surprised I've actually been playing this well. Been playing incredibly well. Right when I say that I get hit, but I mean, at this point, I mean, what's there to lose? Absolutely nothing, I say. I'm going to keep on trucking. Keep up this winning streak. Because this level isn't too hard if you know what to do. Only this level has a basically invincible enemy. Like those brown, strong guys. I mean, brownest, grayest guys. Not even Donkey Kong can defeat them, or Diddy Kong at that. Well, he can't kill the stronger enemies anyway, but they're too strong for Donkey Kong to defeat. And you have to throw barrels at them, or else you just can't do it. Why I just walked off the cliff, I don't know. That's happened a lot in this LP. Like, I just walk off cliffs. Oh yeah, you can't kill them unless you have barrels. Well, I guess I can do it over. I need the dids anyway. You know, come back, Michael Bolton. That was close. Yeah, I would really like to have Donkey Kong out in this level, I guess for the first half, so you can kill some of the stronger enemies. But you know, he's gone, so I'm gonna have to make do with what I have. But I do actually like to have Diddy Kong a little bit better for the platforming, so you can at least have precision platforming, because you don't necessarily have that luxury with Donkey Kong. But I just keep dying. The same exact thing happened in the previous recording, and that's why I didn't want to do a dual commentary with anyone, because I kept dying on this level. It wasn't at the beginning parts. I don't know why I'm dying at the beginning parts, and my computer goes on sleep mode miraculously, but, you know, heck no, I wasn't dying at the beginning. I don't know what I've been smoking to be dying on this level, or at least at the beginning. Keep on having to repeat myself. I better just switch to Donkey Kong right now, because I'm getting tired of these armadillos. I think that's what they're called, armadillos. And they have a boss based after them in Donkey Kong 64. I liked Donkey Kong 64 actually a lot, but when I was a kid I always thought Donkey Kong 64 was the sequel to this game, because I had never played DKC 2 or 3 when I was a kid. Like, I don't know why I didn't know they existed, because I would have actually loved DKC 2, because Michael Bolton was my favorite character when I was a kid. But, no, right after Donkey Kong Country, I got Donkey Kong 64, and I thought that was like the sort of, I guess, sequel, and it made sense to me, because they didn't put Dixie or Kitty in Donkey Kong 64, they had Donkey and Diddy in there, and then the other Kongs, so to me that made sense. I was like, oh, okay, you know, another Donkey Kong game, okay, this is pretty sweet. But I never completed, like, Donkey Kong 64 100%, because that's just way too time-consuming. I think there's 200 golden bananas. That's ridiculous. I don't think I'll ever 100% that game, probably ever, because that's just way too hard, and I don't even know how to get them all. Like, I think you have to do, like, all the mini-games, and it just, that game is full of content, man. Full of so many secrets and stuff. I'd probably never do an LP of it, though. I'm not as experienced with the game. It's pretty fun, I might say. But hey, we finished this level. Wasn't actually that bad. I actually have a lot to talk about this time. It just feels good to record, man, it really does. But something interesting about this boss battle in the Game Boy Advance remake is that they actually made this boss battle harder. And right now we're fighting Neki Sr., but in the GBA version, you had to fight Neki Jr. and Neki Sr. And Neki Jr., I guess, is the pink Neki, and you had to fight them both while they were spitting multiple nuts at you, and it was actually a pretty tough fight. But, nope, it's just about as easy as the first one, in my opinion. And now I can finally say it's easy without dying. But in the next episode of Let's Play Donkey Kong Country, we're gonna do Gangplank Gallon and complete the entire game, folks. So I'll see you guys then.